Hi, my name's Austin. I'm the CEO of Alpha Impact. We're a copy trading platform, and I'm super excited to share what's happening and coming up next.
Shall we get started?
Okay, great.
All right. What are the key values and vision of Alpha Impact?
So they haven't changed since the inception of the company, but they basically stem from a personal experience of mine when I first got into crypto 8 years ago. And there was two problems that I experienced at that time. And the first one was for new people that wanted to learn and understand the space and try and really figure out how to acquire crypto, what to buy, when to get in, when to get out, and so forth. Because there's so much noise out there and it's trying to distill all that noise into actionable insight. The second problem that I saw was that there's a lot of experts out there and they're not really incentivized to share that information beyond their own friend circles and family. And so at Alpha Impact, the vision is to solve those two pain points. And the way that we do it is through social trading, to bring people that want to learn, to be able to copy and follow the trades of the experts, and to incentivize the experts as well.
Can you share about your professional background and what led you to becoming the CEO of Alpha Impact?
Yeah, so a number of years ago, I learned about this concept called ikigai. And it's a Japanese word that centralizes around four key themes. And those are to figure out what you love doing, what you're good at doing, what the world wants, and what you can get paid doing. The reason why I ended up in Alpha Impact was a culmination of trying to hit all of those four things. In my spare time 8 years ago, I was just learning about crypto as much as I could. And that kind of indicated to me that I loved doing it. There was all this experience from 20 years in the industry that I thought I was kind of good at doing it. And then there was these key pain points that I identified, and I thought, okay, the world needs this. And then eToro proved to me that, something like social trading could be a massively successful thing from a shareholder value point of view, and I could get paid to do it, and I could hit all of those four things and achieve ikigai. And that means purpose in Japanese.
What are your most significant professional achievements to date?
Yeah, I could probably break them down into my corporate world and into the startup world. I spent 15 years in the corporate world, working for some of the world's largest banks across many different areas, including asset management, private banking with different functions, infrastructure management, to development, to project management, to hiring. So, really proud of all of those achievements to learn how to deliver professional grade production systems for the banks. In the startup world, it was a very interesting transition for me because I had to unlearn a lot of things in the professional world and be a lot more agile and adaptable in the startup world. And the proudest thing for me in that world was not only making that transition, but to be able to go through a couple of startup accelerator programs, to go through weeks and weeks of pitching sessions, and to finally get that first investment from a VC and be backed by professional money.
Reflecting on your journey from CPTO to CEO, what has been the most significant change?
It's just expanding upon what I do day to day. So previously, I'd been super focused on product, technology, operations, hiring. Still do all of that, but as I transition into the CEO role, there's a new focus of responsibility, particularly marketing, business development, overall growth, fundraising. So that's what I'm really focused on now as a CEO.
Yeah. How has your experience as CPTO influenced your approach now?
A core part of being the chief product person is having the vision, and that was always there because it was one of those personal pain points I brought into the company right from the beginning. So the vision hasn't changed that much, but what has changed mostly is that expansion of extra responsibilities, which is focusing on growth, marketing, fundraising. So those are the new things that I have to do, I guess.
What are your immediate and then long-term goals for the company?
So this year I'm super focused on customer growth and growth of the platform in general. Longer term, it's always thinking about returning shareholder value and token holder value. So those are the two key things that are top of mind.
What are the long-term goals of Alpha Impact?
So we always see eToro as being like the benchmark in our industry for copy trading. And I always see them as my aspirational goal to get to the same level and to eventually overtake them one day and become a unicorn.
Nice. What challenges do you anticipate, and how do you plan to address them?
So certainly 2023 was a challenging year for crypto in general, and I think the good news is 2024 looks like a much better year ahead, and it's already started with a bang. So more immediately, I think there's three things that we want to focus on. That's reducing trader friction to monetize their signals and trade information. Number two, to keep increasing the utility of the FOLO token on our platform. And number three is to introduce burn mechanics into our token. And that'll help with, reducing the supply and making our token deflationary, which is super exciting.
Can you share some recent achievements of Alpha Impact?
Yeah, so looking back in the last year, three things that I'm super proud of. 3xing or tripling our customer growth. The second thing is hitting the most complex part of our product roadmap, which was actually doing futures copy trading and doing that automatically in a safe way. Third and final thing was, introducing some AI capabilities on our platform in the form of having a AI moderator. So many people might not know this, but social platforms have this huge problem with spam, and there's so many people that are just, putting a lot of irrelevant content. But our AI moderator captures 95% of that automatically and just clears it automatically.
Basically, crypto Twitter just without the noise.
That's what we're trying to achieve.
Yes. How does Alpha Impact maintain innovation in the crypto industry that's ever changing?
I think it's just being able to leverage being a small and agile startup. So that means that we have speed, we're building a lot, and we're building frequently. And that's proving to the market, we're not one of those startups that are vaporware. We're actually out there, we're delivering, and hopefully that will instill some trust into the market and providing value for all of our stakeholders.
That term that you used, vaporware. And it really is true. There's a lot of startups that just disappear after a while, after they've taken enough of people's time and money, and then Alpha Impact is really long-standing.
We're been going for 3 years and we're still looking forward to continuing our journey.
Look, I love it. Now that Bitcoin ETF got approved, how do you see the future of crypto?
This is a really historic moment. It's been a journey that's been going over a decade, and I'm super happy, and I'm sure most people in the industry are, that we finally have a spot-based Bitcoin ETF. So what that really means is that it's opening the doors from the traditional world of finance and allowing institutional participants to easily acquire and hold Bitcoin. This is a massive deal because there's so much institutional money, specifically pension funds that are not allocating yet, but this allows them to do this in a regulated and safe way. This is great for the crypto world. It means there's going to be a net inflow of capital funds for the institutions. Some numbers that we're hearing is up to $100 billion of new capital this year alone. And that's going to bring a lot of excitement and momentum into this year. So I'm super excited about that.
How does Alpha capitalize on these trends with the institution money flowing in and all these benefits?
So we always see these mini cycles within crypto, and you might see rotations particularly from the existing Bitcoin holders that want to take some profits. And they usually rotate into mid-cap coins and into even smaller cap coins. So there's always these rotations within crypto. And Alpha Impact, we're always seeing traders that are doing well in those rotations, like people that are, for instance, acquiring Solana quite early, did super well. And then further down the chain, you have Pepe, for instance, or these Bitcoin ordinals that are going off, like RAP. So, if you're following the money and the smart money, you can capitalize on terms of, making some huge gains in terms of trading opportunities. And that's where Alpha Impact tracking all of these movements and being able to take advantage of that.
Can you elaborate more on the strength of Alpha Impact's product that makes you confident in its success?
Yeah, I think we do three things really well that our competitors struggle with. So the first thing that we do well is a social media feed to display thought leadership and for people to learn more about crypto. The second thing that we do well is portfolio management. So whether you're bringing in a centralized exchange account or a Web3 DeFi account, you can connect that to our platform and measure and share all of your performance and track records over time, which is super interesting from an aggregator point of view in a one-stop shop area. And then the third thing is that we're providing a platform where traders can monetize that information, and for followers to be able to copy those monetized traders and automatically replicate the same gains and performance.
You mentioned that you're focusing the company towards growth and marketing.
Mhm.
So what strategies are you using to implement this?
So three things: hiring initially. So we're bolstering the marketing team with a new joiner next week. Number two is really prioritization of time. So as a CEO, there's a lot of hats that I need to wear, but this year I'm carving out and time boxing a lot more time for growth and marketing. And then the third thing is running some campaigns in terms of marketing. We know we have a playbook of what works, so replicating some of that to increase our customer growth, and also, exploring and tweaking new ideas to optimize those even further.
How do you see Alpha Impact evolving in the next few years, and what should stakeholders expect?
So I see a lot of development on the product and growth side of things. So on the product side of things, we're just starting our DeFi journey, so the ability to bring your own Web3 wallet, but we want to add a lot more features to capture more metrics around that, and also offering a wider range of products for copy trading. So right now we do spot, we do futures, but we're looking at options and margin trading in the future. And the last thing that we're excited about is growth. Southeast Asia and Asia in general is becoming a larger and larger part of the global crypto adoption story. We're seeing a lot of growth in Indonesia, in the Philippines, in Vietnam, India, Bangladesh. So it's really being able to explore those markets. Some of them will be new markets for us. Some of them will be existing. Super excited about the growth story in terms of our regional presence here.
Would you like to share anything to your stakeholders and the wider crypto community about Alpha Impact's new direction under your leadership?
So broadly speaking, the leadership direction won't change. The vision remains the same, but maybe the focus will be a little bit different. So in 2023, we focused a lot on building, and it was a great year to really develop and mature our product. But looking forward to 2024, it's going to be a great year to focus on growth. We've already had a really great start to the year in terms of the BTC ETF approvals. There's a lot more momentum behind that, and Alpha Impact is well positioned to capitalize on that momentum.